What's up everybody, I'm Evgojio and I'm bringing you guys the 80s of special for this wedding video. I'm really proud of you guys able to reach me this far. If we get to 100 subs, I'm definitely gonna add a new what if story just so I can make you guys even more motivated. And maybe if we get to 100 subs, I may be able to do an play video or maybe even a reaction video. So this what if is the 80s of special. What if I was reborn in the Sonic universe? Now, if you guys are wondering, how will I be reborn in the Sonic universe? How will this happen and when will it begin? Well, this story will most likely begin at the highest. If you don't know who the highest is, they are practically eternal beings that exist in the Sonic universes. They're the most powerful gods that have limitless amounts of power. One of those gods would be Exeter, who would create my universe alongside many others. But Exeter's brothers, seeing their brother's creation as a little bit useless, will decide to destroy my universe. Exeter will not allow them to do that, but they were able to push Exeter away and eventually erase almost all my entire universe. Eventually, I won't be the only one alive, or my soul will be. Exeter were able to save my soul just in the nick of time before it was fully erased, with my soul being a red flame. Only that was left of my entire soul. For the red flame that was containing all my memories and my soul within it. Xavier kind of felt bad for me, seeing that as I practically lost almost everything that I've ever experienced. Xavier decided to put me in a safe place, so I make sure so I don't get hurt. Eventually, most of the events that happened to Xavier and his boss betraying him and locking him inside, and eventually blocking him from using his true form ever again and becoming a demon of sharpness. Xavier becomes incredibly weak, but is able to get his true form, and he still has the power that he possesses the highest. Just not all of them, but he does possess 90% of it, not the original 10% he possesses. Eventually, Xavier was able to possess Sonic's body. Eventually, after he's able to most likely make almost everyone in his universe an EXE, he eventually decides to make a body for me. But he's actually able to connect to my thoughts and eventually realizes what type of body I want. So he was able to gather a little bit of DNA of the Sonic body he possesses alongside the shadow that he's able to befriend to make my own body. This will be a similar variation. That you see in the picture is practically my body. My new body as a Mobian. I'll not be a human, I'll be a full Mobian at all. Eventually, when Xavier practically forms my body, I'll most likely be 15 to maybe 16 years old by the time. My mind or age would have not changed, but it would see some of the events that will be unfolding in front of me. Eventually, Xavier will take care of me as his son, with me of course accepting it. I will also have all my memories, so I'll most likely know a lot of things, so yeah. Eventually, Xavier was able to teach me how to handle chaos control and most other things that are based on chaos energy, even chaos magic as well. But I'll most likely be focusing on chaos energy. Eventually, I'll be able to visit multiple other universes. If only by the time of my training, I'll be more powerful than any Mobians in their own original states. I'll most likely have the power to even rival a super form from, you could say, the Archie Sonic universe. Which pretty proves to me that I'm much more powerful than anything else. If you're wondering, I'm not as powerful as a super form from the Archie universe, but in comparison to modern Sonic in his super form, I'm this type of powerful in just my regular state. Eventually, most of the events on the history of Xavier will most likely be all the same, except that I most likely would have actually met Amy in the time in which she would have met Xavier, my father, my new father as well. Eventually, I'll actually confront her and be really happy that she's able to understand Xavier a lot. Is I actually want her to actually marry my father so she can become my mother. I never actually had a mother for a really long time and I really miss my family. I was able to make grace for them using some of my chaos energy to make grace for them. Even though their bodies were not found or permanently erased, I just want to feel that maybe they're here. Maybe they're watching me with proudness. Xavier told me no matter what they are, where they are, they always will be proud of me. As I'll cheer up, as I'll hug him and thank him. With Xavier telling me that's alright. Eventually, many years would have passed, and eventually Xavier would have married a lot of women due to loving them and caring for them a lot. Now Judo became my mother, and I'll be pretty proud of that. Eventually, I'll continue my training so I can achieve my own super form, since I have not had it for many years. Eventually, I'll visit multiple other universes of the friends of my father, and eventually I'll get much stronger, able to even travel to other timelines and other universes, including the Dragon Ball universe, and even Naruto. I'm able to learn the Sharingan and many other techniques alongside Rasengan and even many others. So yeah, I also would have learned the Kamehameha alongside many other techniques. Able to even learn into transmission. Able to learn those techniques, I'll becoming very powerful. Eventually, I decided to take the mantle of the god of balance, or the god of hope. Practically, this will be my own title. If you're wondering why am I calling myself the god of hope and balance, is because I'm balancing both creation and destruction, life and death. Eventually, I was able to create my own realm so I can train in it. To not bother my father's universes too much and to overwhelm power that I possess. I actually would have known that my potential as a Mobian is way higher than any Mobians there ever been. Eventually, with my father encounters his own variation of silver, I would have held in a battle against Mephiles or Iblis. And eventually, I was able to achieve my own super form, but my super form would have been way different than any other super form. I was actually in my hyper form. If you wonder what hyper is, it's practically a kind of a silver and white form that Sonic is able to possess. But my form practically is kind of my own super form. I don't possess hyper, but this form of mine is more powerful. Of course, I was able to help defeat Iblis, and eventually, Silver became an EXE and a part of my father, which I will not mind, of course. Of course, I'll kind of question my father's taste on Crazy Amy, or you could say Rose the Rascal. So yeah, I'm kind of confused on his choice to marry her, but I'm not judging him since he's my father and I understand him. And of course, Rose the Rascal would kind of been annoyed by me because she thought that Exil was cheating her, but Exil just explained that I've been born or created a really long time ago, even before she met me. And I told her that if she tries to hurt some of my siblings or me or my father, I'm gonna make her life living hell. And I meant it. With of course Exio being pretty happy that I was protecting my siblings and many others. I would have trained by tutorial to learn how to bake, cook, and even learn a little of magic from her. Able to learn it and able to create many other things. Eventually, I'll go to my realm and continue my training so I can master my super form. With zero respect to my choice, as millions of years would have passed, I will not age by a time because of me having immortality. Most likely, I will not age, but my knowledge of multiple of the universes would have changed for a lot. Eventually, I'll be able to create my own other universes, which they'll have their own different events. I'll even create a universe when the Archie Sonic meets with the Mara in Classic Sonic, a variation that's incredibly rare for somebody. Eventually, I'm also able to create a different variations of shadows, like someone that has a power of the black arms and can control it at full force, while someone can possess a dark form with a little bit to no issue. Eventually, I'll get bored and kind of decide to train myself so I can improve my strength and abilities. And eventually, I'll be able to push myself even further, but I still think that I'm still hitting all in my limits. Even after I'm able to achieve my super form phase 2, I've been stuck at that level ever since. I've mastered my first super form, but my second one is much more hard to master than before. It's because it drains all more energy. Eventually, I've been training for a long time. With this training, I'm most likely able to become much stronger, but alongside, I'll kind of get a little bit, you could say, bored. I'll practically be incredibly bored, and eventually, I'm going to visit my father's universe and see how he has been over the years. We may be pretty happy that he's able to practically make new adjustments to it. Eventually, I also would have met my little sister, Cream. I've never seen her for a really long time, and she has not have changed in a really long while. Seemingly, as my realm has actually time moves faster, but also I became the god of life and death, which, of course, Exio does not see as a bad thing. Seemingly, as he sees my judgments as respectful and justified. Eventually, I'll be trained by him, and eventually he'll help me master my super form phase 2. But I'll be stuck at that level for a long time, and I'll just go back to my realm, thinking of how can I improve my strength, but also feel kind of lonely. Yes, I do have my family, but I don't have a lover. I've never actually felt love in a really long time. It's kind of been kind of saddening. But guys, this is the end of this part. Make sure to subscribe and never miss this what if. See you next time, everyone. Bye.